What's up, YouTube? Man, today's topic, I'm gonna talk about some shit that went on, man. This is some bullshit, dude. So, I'm gonna talk about astrology and how much it affects our free will. I'm also gonna talk about how life circumstances, how life itself will kind of set you up for kind of like not for failure. I'm not here to I don't not condoning blaming people for your problems or things that's going on, but I'm going to talk about situations where people were put and born forcefully without their control into situations to where they don't have a fighting chance when it comes to them knowing certain information, certain knowledge, and having the right guidance within life. Like if you're born around stupid ass, dysfunctional, abusive family members, or if you're around just like abusive people around the workplaces growing up, then pretty much you don't have a fighting chance within success or knowing certain shit, because they kind of they're very narcissistic, they're very abusive, so they're gonna attack you and shit like that. And how it plays out, at least in my life and shit. But I'm also gonna talk about astrology, how much it's kind of fucking with me, man. So and the type of shit I had to go through recently. So let's get to it. I might be all over the place, but I gotta let this shit out. So recently, so unfortunately, a couple of days ago, what happened to me was that I was driving around, right? Then long story short, I accidentally went to the wrong area or to the wrong lane. I'm in the military, so I was driving around the military post. And then, I was driving around somewhere, right? And then supposedly I went to the wrong lane without my knowledge or awareness because I saw no signs. So basically, I guess I was driving to a one-way street, right? A one-way street, but I thought it was a two-way street. So I was driving through that. And I didn't know that because there was no signs anywhere and there's no vehicles around. So I was like, okay, guess I'm the right one. And then as I was driving, I don't know what happened. So I was driving, I stopped at a different street lane, and there's other vehicles in front of me that were stopping. Then all of a sudden, all these fucking military police vehicles showed up. All these vehicles, cars showed up, and then there's like 50 of them. Then they went towards my car. They asked me questions here and there, and then long story short, they fucking arrested me and shit like that. And I told them it was a mistake. I didn't know any better. But the thing with the military, man, like the military, they don't think for themselves. So their main purpose is to follow orders. So this is why it's so strict out here. If you're watching my video, if you've been in the military or if you're like a veteran, you understand what I'm talking about. Like they don't think outside the box. They just follow orders, no matter how petty it may be, especially when it comes to military police and their regulations and guidelines, It's stupid, man. But like that, but they lost my fucking work keys too. So as they arrested me, I guess so I have a keychain, right? And part of my keychain, I had to supply key, right? Because I work with logistics, I work in a warehouse, so I'm with supply. So I had to, and with that, I pretty much own the keys to the office, right? So my keys are attached to my keychain. As they arrested me, that key dropped. I don't know it was mine though, but as they arrested me and I had my hands behind my back or whatever, the key dropped. I mean, as I put my stuff on top of my car, like my keys, my wallet, on this and all this and that, a yellow key dropped. And I didn't know it was mine until the last minute. And they didn't even bother to pick it up or anything like that. So it was still my personal item, you know what I'm saying? Well, whatever. But shit, man. So then I got arrested, without mine. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was freaking out. I was like, what the fuck is going on? And then they put me to I forgot, I don't know what it's called. They put me in a police department and stuff like that. But it was humiliating because I was arrested and it was the middle of the street. So as I was going, there's a lot of cars and vehicles. They were passing by and shit like that. In the military, it's a very small place, especially on post. So everyone kind of knows each other. So I was embarrassed. So I was putting my head down, hoping not to be seen. Because they arrested me, but they arrested me in front of the roads and all that for a long time. At least you do that. At least put me away from the vehicle. I mean, they did that, but it was at the last minute. I'm like, what the fuck, man? So that shit was embarrassing. It was humiliating. So I put my head down and now I'm looking the street. And I was freaking out because I never gotten arrested before like that. So I don't know what's going on. So when that happened, they put me in handcuffs and that shit hurt. And then they put me in a police vehicle and stuff like that, and then they took me to the police department. They're asking me questions here and there. Well, first they took off my they're checking to see if I have anything. I took off my sweater, my beanie, my shoes, all my devices, my wallet, and they put me in the cell, and that shit sucked. I was in the cell for like a good 30-40 minutes. I was just standing there, man, and I had a breakdown. I was crying because, like, I don't know what was going on. I don't know how much trouble I'm gonna be in. I don't know, like, how fucked I was, and like I had a breakdown. I started crying, and like, and not only that, but I was reflecting on the decision I made because I didn't know any better. I didn't know I was driving in the wrong lane and shit like that. And then fucking 50 fucking military police cars just pulled up over me. Because supposedly, it's a long story. I don't know what the fuck, man. Because I'm in Kansas, so with these Kansas roads, especially in military posts, the roads are so damn confusing. There's a lot of roundabouts. I know how to drive through roundabouts, but there's a fuckload of roundabouts, a lot of streets, a lot of lanes, like, so it gets confusing. But long story short, the reason where I was going to like a local team event for my platoon. I mean, for my company. So we're all going to like a volleyball event, right? It was at 8 in the morning and stuff like that. I wasn't late or anything like that. But when I was driving towards that location, I was using my GPS, but I missed a turn. So when I missed the turn, I'm like, fuck. And here's why I missed the turn. I missed the turn because I'm not trying to blame anyone, but when I missed that turn because there's this car behind me. That car was tailgating the fuck out of me. That car was tailgating me because the speed limit was like, I think like 30 miles per hour to 40. Yeah, it was like 30 to 35 miles per hour, right? And then I was driving around that speed limit. I was driving like 5 minutes, like 5 miles per hour higher. So I was driving like 40 on a 35-mile speed limit. And that car was like, I swear that car was going over the speed limit. That car was tailgating me for like a long time. In my mind, I'm like, God damn, that car needs to like chill out, like hurry up. And the mistake I make is because usually when I drive, when I see people tailgating, I tend to like not panic, but it gets me concerned because I don't know why that car was like speeding up and shit like that. So I kept looking at that car. I'm like, why is that car tailgating the fuck out of me, man? You know, like that car was all up in my ass. That car was behind me and shit like that. Car was definitely passing the speed limit. That kind of got me mad. So I was kind of speeding up even more. And that car was still catching up. I'm like, what the fuck? So that caused me to miss my turn, you know? So I missed my turn. I'm like, God damn it. So my GPS rerouted me. And like I was 2 minutes away. So now it increased like 6 minutes away. I'm like, God damn it. So then as I was driving, I don't know what my GPS route took me. I never seen different types of streets or lanes like that before. So I kept following it. But then I saw like an open parking lot full of stores around it. It was an open parking lot. So I turned to that parking lot. And I figured, okay, so I figured, okay, since I'm gonna park that parking lot, I'm gonna make a U-turn so I could cut some time, you know what I'm saying? Because I just want to get it over with and be here at my location. So when I did that, I kept driving straight. And again, there's no signs, no road signs, there's no vehicles around. So I figured, okay, I was in the right street. I didn't realize I could be wrong. Maybe they did accuse me because I figured, no way, because when I was driving, there was no like lanes or signs anywhere. So I'm like, okay, I'm in the right lane. I had no idea. Supposedly I was driving in a one way lane road. I thought it was a 2-way because it was, you know, I saw some lines. There's no lines, but I didn't know that. And then I saw other vehicles in front of me that were heading towards the direction that I was going to. So I figured, okay, I should be in the right lane then, right? But these vehicles that are going to the same direction I was going in, they're like farther apart. So I'm going this way, right? And these other vehicles, they're like way over there, but they're like way down there. So I figured I'm in the right lane. Unless these vehicles were in the wrong, unless these vehicles were in a different lane that I didn't know. Who knows? But it was early in the morning, I'm tired. But yeah, so what happened? So then I made a turn. Then I didn't pass the gate. So I saw the military post gate, right? I seen it. And then these guys were giving me hand signs to go this way. I'm like, are they talking to me? So I kind of yield. So I figured I followed their direction because I don't know where I was going to. And then I stopped at a little lane road, and there's like a long stop sign. There's like blocks covering the road. I'm like, whatever. And I was like behind 2 other vehicles, and that's when the other military police popped up. There was like 30 of them. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And I didn't realize later they're all here because of me. I'm like, bro, it's not that serious of a deal. Like, I made a mistake. So why you guys gonna fucking arrest me, put on my record? You know what I'm saying? But that's the military right there, man. Military, they don't play around with their shit. And I wasn't trying to like mess around, anything like that. I just didn't know any better, you know? It is what it is. I'm just mad about it. You know, but motherfuckers strict out here. So yeah, long story short, I got it right. They asked me a lot of questions. I didn't know any better. I told them I didn't know what I was doing, whatever. I was just following my GPS. I didn't realize I was going to the wrong lane. They put me in handcuffs. They put all my stuff away. My supply office key dropped, and they didn't. I guess they didn't even pick it up. It's kind of fucked up. Like, do your job right, you know? So they took me to the vehicle. They took me to the sheriff's department, and I was in the cell for 30-40 minutes. It was cold, and then I was thinking about what I did, and then I thought I was in trouble. I thought like I was gonna get kicked out, and I was more so embarrassed and humiliated, because how am I going to explain my higher ups on what happened? And I feel like they're gonna be disappointed at me, because I don't get in trouble like that. I don't do shit like that. I stay out of trouble. I just do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I work hard. I focus on myself. I'm not one of those guys who do dumb shit just to get in trouble. I don't do shit like that. I don't. I just keep it to myself. I'm grown. I'm 26. I just keep it to myself. But yeah, so all these thoughts were in my mind. Then I had a breakdown. I started crying and stuff like that. Like, it sucked, man. This shit sucked. So then they picked me up. I mean, I didn't pick me up, but then they opened the cell. They asked me a lot of questions. They had my fingerprints here and there, and then I realized my car was unregistered, and it expired by 1 day. And in my mind, I'm like, you gotta be fucking kidding. So I got a ticket for that as well. And, you know, it was just embarrassing, and just like, fuck, man. And like, life comes at you fast, man. So more of the story, like, just make sure you're on top of your shit, because life is gonna hit you quick without you unexpecting sometimes. Life's gonna fucking throw all this shit at you, you know? So it's better just to be more disciplined and to get things done, taken care of, so that way it won't bite you in the ass, or like you won't forget to complete a certain appointment or turn a certain errand, you know, especially in this timeline, because time is speeding up. The days are going by a lot faster. A lot of people working at these 9-to-5 jobs is gonna force them to make time fly by. So all these appointments you have, all these errands you got to do, all that shit is you're either gonna forget them, or like you're not gonna have time for them, because time is speeding up so fast. So make sure if you're gonna schedule appointments like that or errands, stuff like that, make sure you get it done. That I got caught up, so I forgot to register my vehicle. Well, I didn't forget. I thought I had enough time. I didn't realize 60 days already passed. I'm like, what the fuck? Already 60 days already passed? So it expired by 1 day. I'm like, you gotta be kidding. So it made my situation a lot worse. Put my fingerprints, asked me questions, gave me tickets, put me in the cell longer, and then my higher ups had to pick me up, and now I'm here, and now I lost my keys and all that. Now I can't drive. I'm in a car, but I'm not driving it. The only reason why I'm in the car is just so I can make a video, because I could be in my car, but I can't drive it. I'm not driving my car. I'm not going to risk it. So I'm going to go in my car so I can make videos. So now I don't have access to my vehicle, I think. And now I'm in a program to where, like, I have to, like, one, I got to get my vehicle registered so I can drive it illegally. And two, now I'm in a program in the military to where, like, I got to take certain classes, and I think it lasts for like a month. And once I complete those classes, then I'm eligible to drive on post again, you know? So that shit sucked, and that's gonna affect my work weeks, because within my work, like, I need a vehicle to pick up stuff. That's part of my job, to pick up stuff, to go back and forth. So I'm always on the go within my work, because it requires me to have a vehicle to go back and forth. But now I don't have that. It's like, you know what I'm saying? I either gotta take Uber, I gotta walk, or I gotta ask for rides, and then, like, it's such a pain in the ass. Now I gotta put all my appointments to the side, and, you know, I can't go from point A to point B. So now I'm just stuck in my barracks room, which is not a real house and living. It's like a room. So now I'm stuck here all day, you know. So it sucks, man. But you live and you learn. But how all this ties into astrology and stuff like that, I feel like, so all this shit happened, and I messaged Chauncey one, because Chauncey one, he made a video on his live. I think he was talking about how like spirits, like stronger spirits, go through bullshit, or, like, you know what I'm saying, like, he talks about how, like, he, like, within certain energies or in this realm, or like things will happen to, like, a lot of people just to cause chaos, so they get off their comfort zone, or like, just there's always like an inconvenience or bullshit, especially for like stronger spirits, or like spirits who are more aware, like, within these energies, is gonna throw a lot of bullshit with them, either because they have a lot of karma, or that, like, there's something going on that's gonna force them to just deal with some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? And he's talking about something like that, and he's making good points and stuff like that. And he's talking about stuff like that I could really relate. And he's talking about how, like just don't give up, and to, like, just be persistent, and to, you know, and to let bullshit situations not dictate your mindset, just to keep going and stuff like that. And when I was messaging him, I commented, I'm like, man, you're right. Well, I didn't watch the full video because I didn't have time, but I was watching parts of it, and I resonated, and I was commenting, I was saying, man, you're right, man. I told him to hang in there. I know life does be doing some bullshit. And I told him that, like, I'm going through certain things that's really humbling me. And then he messaged back to me, and he mentioned that, like, there's certain placements that's going on astrologically that ties in with a lot of Scorpio. Like, there's a lot of transits happening astrologically dealing with Scorpio placements and Libra placements. Me, I have a lot of Scorpio placements. So I have a Scorpio rising, Scorpio Mars, I think, yeah, Scorpio Mars, Scorpio rising, and a Scorpio moon. And I also have a Libra in Venus. So he told me, like they're within the transits, Libra is going to be in Venus, and there's a lot of planets transiting in Scorpio. And he told me that he knew that, like, I'm probably going through it, or like it's probably gonna affect me the most. Well, not the most, because it's affecting everyone, but he's told me, like, it's definitely gonna affect me because of my placements. And then I had a light bulb moment, which made so much sense, because the same day that I experienced being arrested and not having access to my vehicle, and me losing my fucking office keys and stuff like that, all this shit happened. And there's also other bullshit that I need to get caught up on, that I need to deal with this weekend, that's going to cause more of inconvenience. And me just losing a lot of money. I'm having financial issues because I'm failing my classes and I got to pay them back, and I'm in debt. And just stuff like that. My credit's going lower. All that's hitting at me, attacking me out all at once. And all these were happening during these transits, hitting in Scorpio and in Venus, and hitting in Libra and Venus, and all these Scorpio placements. So you see how all these transits within, like, certain energies that's related to your chart can really affect you the most. And that's why I'm thinking, like, fuck, man, I really need to study astrology more so I can be more prepared, because I love astrology, but I don't know too much about it. So I'm going to start to study more about transits and astrological influences like that, so I can be more prepared. Because within that day, I thought it was gonna be like a normal day, I was doing my own thing, and I thought, like, some bad luck was happening. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, all this shit happened at once. And then it did feel like something spiritual. It definitely felt like something spiritual, because that isn't the only time I've experienced a lot of things where where a lot of bullshit was being thrown at me all at once. I've noticed within my life, whenever I go through, like, tower moments and stuff like that, it doesn't happen, like, one by one. This shit happens, like, all at once. When it comes to, like, family members just fucking attacking me, and then all of a sudden all my family members are attacking me, and then the police are involved, and then I got get kicked out of the house, and I'm losing a lot of shit. Or, like, you see, like all these, like, man, like, it's crazy, man. Like, usually when shit like this happens, I get attacked very intense all at once. Or if it's like by day, it builds up, So it's like, this shit happens not consistently, but every now and then I get attacked heavily, like, all at once. Like that's what catches me off guard and shit. So I feel like it's spiritual warfare, or like some type of generational curse and stuff like that. And I blame my family too, even though I am taking accountability, because it was my mistake. It was lack of responsibility on my part. It was lack of action on my part, obviously. And I'm an adult, so I got to deal with that. But I do kind of blame my parents, because, like I said in my previous videos, growing up, I didn't have the proper guidance and the proper knowledge on life. So even though there are YouTube videos and information out there, like what I'm saying, I still feel like my parents, my family, did a poor job of setting me up for life, because, like, they never taught me how to drive. They never taught me how to put gas in the car. They never taught me how to, like, drive lanes and roads and shit like that. If anything, whenever I try to do that shit, they'll yell at me, they'll fucking scream, or, like, they're like patience. There were times where I got kicked out of the car whenever I was driving. I was having driving lessons with my mom, because my mom, she lacked patience, and she was on some bullshit. She was telling me to, like, slow down, even though I was driving at the right speed limit and stuff like that. And that kind of pissed me off. So then she kicked me out the car and stuff like that. And it was, like, at a college campus, I think, you know what I'm saying? And then she drove off. So it was just bullshit like that, and all other shit, So I feel like they done a poor job of not preparing me on how to drive. Because the process of me getting my license, getting my vehicle, getting my state ID, my social security card, and learning how to put gas in the car, learning how to operate a vehicle, I learned all that shit on my own. None of my siblings, anyone helped me with that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm still trying to learn the process of how to register your vehicle and stuff like that. But this is bullshit, man. But again, I do take accountability for my part because we live in information age, so I have no excuse on what to do here and there. I'm just saying, like, it's bullshit. But yeah, all this shit happened all at once, and the transits were hitting, or conjuncting, or like it was hidden through my placements, and I have a lot of placements that the planets were transiting on. So that's where I'm getting at. It just seems like if you're not aware of what's going on, life will really control your free will, or life will really attack you if you're not careful what's going on astrologically. This is why you have your Mercury retrogrades, or your exes come back, or like all these memories and pits of anger comes to the surface. At least for me, whenever there's a Mercury retrograde, that's when I feel a lot of intense anger and being upset on the things I've been through with people and shit like that, especially like abusive family members. And shit happens within the full moon cycles, and then that's when people act up within these full moon cycles. I notice whenever I'll go through tense situations with my family, there's always like a full moon and shit like that. So, this is bullshit. So I'm definitely going to try to study more about astrology so I can know what the fuck is going on and shit like that. But this situation's life lesson definitely humbled me. It definitely, it taught me, like, at any given moment, the blessings you have, it could be taken away from you if you're not careful with it. It wasn't that I took things for granted or I didn't have a big ego. It wasn't like that. It's more so I was living a life normally. But the main lesson I was trying to learn, that I feel like life's trying to teach me, that like you can live your life normally, but you just never know what the fuck could happen to you, and you get everything taken away from you at an instant if you're not careful. So I'm not necessarily trying to live life like being paranoid, but I feel like I gotta live life with being more cautious, being more aware, because I'm a very laid back, I'm a very chill, I'm a very cool person. Even though I cuss a lot, I'm just releasing my anger, but in real life, I'm a very cool, chill person. That's how my mindset is, So I feel like life kind of knows that. Like, pretty much what Chauncey once said, he mentions that, like, at a core level, he doesn't give a fuck about this reality. And I can relate to him because I don't give a fuck about this bullshit either. I make so many videos on the reason why I hate this realm, because we're being controlled by money. Everything is restricted. This realm doesn't prove your worth. It doesn't. You could lose an arm and a leg. Who's going to prove your worth? Society, or even God or the human experience would be like, you don't have an arm, you don't have a leg, that means you can't do anything. And just the fact that you're in a human body, according to your human body, you can't do anything without an arm and leg. But as a spirit, as a soul, you're limitless. You're all knowing. So technically, this realm, this human experience, that shit doesn't define your self-worth. You know what I'm saying? Don't even let God or the universe dictate your self-worth, because they're the ones that created this shit, in my opinion. But whatever, if that's real. But regardless, what was I gonna say? I feel like this situation taught me, like, at any given moment, you can have things taken away from you, and you gotta be careful. You gotta be more engaged when you're living life. You gotta be more, like, keen on what the fuck is going on, and that's the lesson I'm trying to learn. So I'm trying to learn how to take life more seriously, and how to, like, have more of a sense of urgency when it comes to life. You know what I'm saying? Which makes sense, because there are times where, like, I'll be slacking off, or like there are times where, like, I'm just not into this world, because this is bullshit. I just want to live life peacefully, but I'm forced to do things I don't want to do in order for me to get out of my situation. It's part of life. As human beings, unfortunately, we're forced to be put into situations and in living areas we don't want to be in order for us to get out of our situation. It's how life is, and life is really reminding me to take it seriously, because if I don't take it seriously, then life is gonna knock me down, and next thing you know, I'm gonna be put in a worse situation, and I don't want to deal with that. So now I got to deal with paying for tickets, getting my vehicle registered, and having to deal with the humiliation, embarrassment of people knowing that the things I've been through, like when I got arrested, and now it's in my record for my Army career permanently and shit like that. So that's kind of gonna affect my career in some way when it comes to, like, promotion and shit like that, and other opportunities as well when it comes to different career paths and shit like that. So and I don't want this shit to be worse, and I don't want to deal with this shit. Like I said, I'm a very chill person. I'm very laid back, so, like, I don't want to deal with bullshit. So I don't want to deal with that shit, But also, it taught me that, like, that that it's always important to be humbled. Not humbled in a way where like you're hiding your self-worth, but more so like you have the knowledge and awareness that like even though you can have everything you want at any given moment, you can hit rock bottom, or you can have these things taken away from you. And that's what I've learned. I've also learned how to be on top of my shit and be more responsible, and to like take things more seriously, and to have more sense of urgency. Otherwise, shit is gonna be worse for me. And I don't want to be in a position where like I have to hit rock bottom for life to teach me over the things I need to work on. I don't want to do that. I feel like life gives me a lot of warnings at times, and at times I tend to ignore it, or I tend to put it to the side, or like I feel like I'll give myself too much confidence that like, oh, I'll do this, I'll do that, I'll figure it out, I'll figure this out later. Then I never do it, and now all these situations and responsibilities that I failed to do are coming up to the surface, and it's making my situation worse. So if I were to do it beforehand, then I wouldn't deal with these situations, So, but it is what it is, man. But like I said, I know how to live life without a car, so I know how to do it. I'm prepared for that. I don't know, man. You definitely don't want to be put in a situation where life throws shit at you. You just got to handle your business. Even because when I was driving, when I was using my GPS, I always use the phone, and that's dangerous because when I'm driving, I'm constantly looking down, looking at my phone, and I bought like a little iPad so I could attach to my car, so when I'm driving, I don't have to use my phone for a GPS. And I bought it like a couple months ago, but I failed to open it and to install it into my vehicle because I was procrastinating, I was being lazy. So if I would have had that, I feel like I would have missed that turn, and that car was towed me too. So, and other stuffs and tasks that I didn't complete, and now it's coming to the surface, and now I need to get done at the last minute. So you don't need to be put in my situation. Just if you got things you need to complete, make sure you do it as quick as possible. Don't underestimate time speeding up. Days are going by extremely fast. The time is speeding up, especially if you have a lot of obligations and if you're busy, if you work on 9 to 5. I'm telling you, like, the days are going to go by extremely fast. Like, for example, I thought I had all the time in the world to register my vehicle, but now that shit already expired, and that shit went by quick. I'm like, damn, already? I thought I had plenty of time, I thought I was going to take care of that, so you just never know, but like even today, like I was cleaning my room, I was studying, and next thing you know, the day's almost over, I'm like, damn, already, and I didn't even eat all day, so life hits you quick, man, especially spiritually, but also, recently, like I was experiencing a lot of sexual energy out of nowhere, and I wasn't watching no type of sexual websites or no sexual thoughts, but out of nowhere I was feeling aroused, and my body was feeling extremely sexual, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? So I feel like astrologically there's something still going on within Scorpio placements and Libra and Venus. It's affecting my chart, I think, because I have a lot of heavy Scorpio placements and shit like that, so it's probably affected me, and that shit happened before, and Chanson, he confirmed it. He told me like Scorpio placements, especially Mars, they feel a lot of sexual energy, and when it's like transitioning within these planets astrologically and shit like that, it can affect you and shit like that. And I've noticed this shit happened before. I've mentioned this too in my previous videos and stuff like that, so there are times where like I'll do my own business, especially when I'm trying to focus on my studies, I'm trying to be focused in life. That's when I feel a lot of sexual energy out of nowhere. So I don't know if it's like spiritual warfare, I don't know if it's demonic influences trying to fuck with me, or like a soul tie, or someone trying to send me these types of energies, or like a spell or some shit. I don't know what the hell is going on, but this shit is really annoying. I'm like, come on, man, like I can't catch a break, there's always something going on spiritually, man, always something going on spiritually, Chanson, he mentioned this as well, like with him, like there's always something going on spiritually, because he's a powerful spirit, so like he's intelligent, he knows what to do, but like since he's so intelligent, like these energies will trying to like set like setbacks and blockages towards his way. So he, it's just bullshit, But I guess that's how it is for people who are spiritual or more aware. Like they tend to go through more bullshit just so we can learn lessons and all this other dumb shit, man. And this shit happens slow, like whatever, man. But I'm more so mad at myself for for my lack of awareness, and I should have thought about it more when I was driving to that lane. I just didn't know any better. I didn't. I know now, but I should have registered my vehicle. I'm just bummed out, man. Bummed out, but man, shit, man. This year has been crazy, man. I'm telling you, I mean, like, this year has been very spiritual, man. I got like over $6,000 stolen from me. I kept getting scammed by people about money. I kept failing my college classes because my schedule was so busy and time was speeding up, so I didn't have time to complete my college classes. I failed like 4 of them, so now I'm in academic probation, and now I'm in $4,000 in debt because of my college classes, because each college class costs like $1,000. So if I don't pass it, then I'm forced to pay it back through my tuition assistance, you know. So I failed 4 classes. Now I own the army or whatever, $4,000. I'm in $4,000 in debt. Got arrested recently, so I lost my vehicle for like a month until I get it fixed up again. And yeah, man, I don't even fuck with my family members like that, because they betrayed the hell out of me and shit like that. So I don't even go to them for the things I'm going through. So it's been a rough year. It's very frustrating, but like I said, I feel like I'm built for this, and I've dealt with obstacles and setbacks like that before, so it's no different. I just feel like it's just another test. It's just another level that I got to deal with and overcome. I've been in situations where, like, I've been kicked out the house. Like, I was working at a dead-end job and I was able to make something out of myself. There are times where, like, I was unemployed for a long time and I had no car, no vehicle, and I was still able to find work, you know what I'm saying? So shit like this, it doesn't faze me at all. If anything, it motivates me to become more great and to expand my mind, knowing that, like, the possibilities of the things you want in life could be endless, you know? So the more, like, it's weird, like, the more, like, setbacks and blockages I experience, even though it sucks and it affects me a lot, because while I was in the jail cell, not in jail cell, but while I was in that cell in the police department, again, I had a breakdown. I was crying, so it was affecting me. But I just got to use my pain as motivation, you know? So the more blockages and setbacks I experience, it's like, that's why I'm just meant for greater things. And the more I experience that shit, you know, especially once I overcome it, then I have more wisdom and knowledge and shit like that. Even if it was a part of my plan to experience that shit, just like what Chauncey once said, just a feeling that, like, when you experience certain things and you're able to overcome it, that's success. No one can take that away from you, you know? It's fucking right. And 32 minutes already. Damn, it's a long video. But yeah, man. Just gotta adjust, man. Like, recently, like, I made videos on how much I hate living in my barracks room. So what I did today, I adjusted. So I moved my desk around, I moved my bedroom around, and I moved other stuff around. And now it's easier for me to focus on my studies and to focus on the things I need to get done, because I was able to move furniture off of my room, and it made a huge difference. So also, when you're stuck in a situation, try to find things, try to figure out different ways and creativity ways where, like, you could change your living situation or your work situation or anything, like a solution. Try to find a solution, because the human mind is very powerful. He's got to tap into it, you know? And also, while I was in my room, I noticed after I'd done that, it's like I still didn't feel secure. So I figured, why not just open the windows, because my temperature don't work. It's like 80 degrees, it's hot. So I opened the windows, and now I'm getting fresh air. And now I feel more energized because I'm getting energy from outside and from nature, from the wind, from the sun. So I feel like I should have been doing that a long time ago, you know? So you always got to, so with every problem, there's always a solution. Even if it's not the solution you're looking for, at least it's something, you know? And that's what I've learned. You know, there's always a solution, you know? You just got to have the energy and just have the mindset to take action, you know? It's so easy to not take action, to procrastinate, especially in this timeline, because days are going by a lot faster and time is speeding up so fast. So it's like, it's so easy to fall into bad habits. Chauncey, he mentioned this too. It's like, when time is speeding up, he mentioned, like, it's easier to fall into bad habits. Like, you're either on your purpose or you're not. So, and he also mentioned his time is speeding up within this timeline. You don't have time to be bullshitting, or life's gonna hit you quick. It's gonna get worse, you know. Like, time is speeding up forces people to get their shit together. And shout out to Chance One, because he mentioned that and he's right. Because I see it playing out in my life to where, like, if I'm not doing anything, then it's gonna bite me in the ass, or like, so this is why I gotta be focused on my shit, you know. Man, fasting is hard, man. I feel like I am meant to fast because I'm just busy, man. I got so many things I need to take care of. I don't have time to eat, you know. And once I am eating, like, the days are pretty much over, you know. So, like, fasting is hard as fuck for me, man. But I think I am supposed to be in that path too. At least not breatharian, because I respect people who are on that path. For me, I'm not strong enough to do that, but maybe I'm meant to fast a little bit, maybe. But even then, it's hard. But life is kind of forcing me to do that. It's for health reasons too. I don't want to be unhealthy because there's so much toxic foods all over the place, you know. But I don't know, man. I'm gonna start meditating to get my mind right, and again, I feel like I hit rock bottom again. So I'm gonna slowly but surely build myself back up. And again, I've done this before, so it's not familiar. So this is very familiar with me. I've done this shit before, so I know what steps to take to build myself back up. For some reason, I'm so good at building myself back up whenever I hit rock bottom. But whenever I'm in the right stage in life, is when it's hard for me to maintain it. It's hard for me to maintain at a peaceful rate within my life. Is usually when I hit rock bottom, then that's when I'm more motivated and I have all this energy to build myself back up, you know. But once I build myself back up, it's hard for me to stay consistent in that level, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. But with this situation, Tommy, whenever I do hit rock bottom, it's like I tend to reflect and think about the things that I had that were blessings. Like, I didn't realize how much my car was a blessing, you know, now that I don't have access to it for a month. And I realized how much like I had my shit, you know. Since my keys got lost because they didn't throw it, but like when I was in handcuffs, or when my hands were above my head, my key dropped under my car. My key dropped, you know, and they didn't pick it up, you know. They didn't know who it was. I think they left it there, man. It's government property too, so like, what the fuck, man? God, man. But that's how life is, man. Life always throws some bullshit. You just gotta adjust. And again, I'm familiar with it, but I'm not going to let it affect me. So it is what it is, man. And just know that you're not alone too. So if you feel like you're going through like worser situations or any situation, just know that you're not alone, because a lot of people go through this shit as well, you know. So it's just life. It's part of the human experience. So trust me, a lot of people go through shit as well. So don't take it personal. Just learn from it and take it seriously, you know. But don't take it personal, you know. But just be more aware, you know. Have a good one. Peace.